evening, everyone, and welcome to the North Miami Regular Council meeting. Thank you for joining us for another meeting in the beautiful city of North Miami, and hope everyone enjoyed their Easter Sunday and festivities as we had it Resurrection Day 2 days ago. Madam Clerk, please roll call.
7:05 p.m. Mayor Desilme,
Here.
Vice Mayor Estimate Irvin,
Present.
Councilman Galvin,
Here.
Councilwoman Timothy, here, Councilman Charles.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. And now let's all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Major Ransom Carter by the North Miami Police Department, which will be followed by invocation by Pastor Mike Davis of the Prince of Peace, MB Missionary Baptist Church, Inc. Thank you.
Join with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Let us pray. I pray this council meeting tonight give the council members wisdom and guidance as they deliberate on the items before them. May every decision be righteous in your sight, for our benefit and for your glory. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and all God's children will say amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Davis. Indeed. Madam Manager, do we have any, in terms of order of business, any addition, deletion, amendments, or deferral to the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Attorney, are we all set?
Yes, Mayor, the agenda set. You may proceed.
Thank you, sir. Let's go down for a special presentation presented by Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy to the Friends of the North Miami Library in honor of National Library Week. I see all of our friends in nice and bright yellow, just celebrating Easter after that. Let's go down.
Yeah, I got the memo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy, and I have the pleasure of having the North Miami Public Library in my district. It is a jewel in our community. It is a place that I remember attending as a young child. Will Bill the librarian kick me out because I was eating in the library. But the North Miami Library has a special place in my heart, and when I realized it was National Library Week, I said, let's do something different. Let's not just do a proclamation, but let's award them with a plaque, because these beautiful, bright young ladies of the Friends of the North Miami Library serve as our advocacy group for our North Miami Library. And it is an honor to celebrate National Library Week, which stems from April 23rd to April 29th. And the theme is There's More to the Story. And we all know there's more to the story of our North Miami Public Library, for all that you do in our community, for how you're transforming lives, all the programs that you had, from Pete the Cat to sewing programs to, I know Pete the Cat was amazing if you guys missed Pete the Cat, for summer reading, all that you guys do for our library. And you guys are here every budget cycle advocating for the library. And it is an honor to serve you in the city of North Miami. And today we honor the Friends of the North Miami Library for all that you do. And we celebrate you all during National Library Week. So if the Friends of the Library can come up and receive this plaque for their continuous support and being a pivotal role in the success of our North Miami Library. You can say if you took young away. Oh, no, I didn't. Come on. Come on. Hey, Claudia. Do you want to say a few words? Come on.
I will. I'll do it now. Okay.
Hi, I'm Becky Jones, the president of Friends of the North Miami Library, and I just want to say thank you to Cassandra for actually recognizing us. We do work hard for the library. We have put on a lot of programs for the library, and we plan to continue to do that. We are enhancing the library. We're not replacing the budget items. We're just enhancing. And we are so proud to be part of the North Miami family. Thank you. Yeah. Our library director. Yay, Paul. Can you get all of us?
Aquí, párate ahí. Oh, you want to hold on to it, or? Okay. I'm tall. Now he doesn't like something we're doing. Right. Actually, it's Howard is the person next to it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Great to see you as always.
They not, they strong, coming strong.
A sentarnos ahí.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Ms. Pollock, city announcement, followed by appointments by the clerk. Before Ms. Pollock starts, I would like to acknowledge the presence of former City of Miami Commissioner Jeffrey Watson in the back. Mr. Watson, please say hi and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ms. Pollock.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, North Miami neighbors, and guests. My name is Tracy Pollock, and I'm presenting the following announcements on behalf of the City of North Miami. Online applications are now available for 2 scholarship programs provided by the North Miami Educational Foundation. The application deadline is Friday, April 28th at 5 p.m. For details about both scholarships and to apply online, visit northmiamifl.gov/students. Local residents are invited to share their ideas with North Miami Housing and Social Services Department in a citizens input session workshop for the annual action plan on Wednesday, April 12th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. in the North Miami Council chambers. Vice Mayor Mary Estime Irving invites you to attend the District 3 Town Hall meeting on Thursday, April 13th, beginning 6:30 p.m. at Griffin Community Center. North Miami Public Library presents NOMI movement classes every 3rd Saturday of the month. starting April 15th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. For more information, call the library at 305-891-5535. Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy, in collaboration with the mortgage firm, will host a free educational homebuyer event on Saturday, April 15th at Joe Celestine Community Center from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Vice Mayor Estimate Irving and Lightship invite you to the launch of NomiTech on Wednesday, April 19th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the DeCave Restaurant and Lounge. For details, visit northmiamitech.com. Here are several chances to participate in a community cleanup and Earth Day celebration on Saturday, April 22nd. Join Councilman Pierre-France Charles for District 4 cleanup at Claude Pepper Park from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Councilwoman Timothy will host a community cleanup as well at Enchanted Forest Park from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Immediately after the community cleanup, remain in the park and continue to celebrate as Councilwoman Timothy hosts an Earth Fair from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're breathing new life into downtown North Miami with a new city hall, a bigger and better police station, an expanded MoCA, and more parking. Please take our short survey online at downtownnomiconnects.com. Councilman Charles invites you to attend the District 4 Town Hall meeting on Thursday, April 27th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Joe Celestine Community Center. Then on Saturday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Sunkist Grove Community Center, Councilman Charles, in partnership with MJD Wellness and Farm Share, will present a free food drive. To stay up to date with NOMI news and events, log on to North Miami's website at northmiamifl.gov. Click Connect with NOMI on the homepage to sign up for the city's newsletters. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at North Miami FL and on Twitter at NOMI News. This concludes the city's announcements. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
We have several board appointments. We have 10 of them, and they're accompanied by resolutions. I'll just read off the names and the boards to which these individuals are being appointed. Edwidge Clark to the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, Gilda Theodolf to the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, Jeff Modizia to the Board of Adjustment, Marlene Monestein to the Board of Adjustment, Rosalind Philippe to the Board of Adjustment, Wilson Gerard to Downtown Action Plan Advisory Committee, Dr. Larry Pierre to the MoCA Board of Trustees, Dr. Rudolph Moise to the MoCA Board of Trustees, Lumana Joseph to Personnel Board, and Kevin Seafried to the Planning Commission.
Okay, any of the members, one of the things that I should have asked is who are these appointments made for, which member? I know I was saying for the record, do I have any pending? Because I know I had one for, was it not the personnel, but there was another board. So we should be okay now, Madam Clerk, in terms of quorums with these boards?
We're getting closer
We're getting
to
closer.
quorum on these boards.
Okay, can I hear a motion to accept the nomination that was read into the record?
Second.
Councilman Charles, did you make the
Yes,
motion?
so
Okay,
moved.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the appointments as stated. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Consent agenda?
Unless a member of the City Council wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through G constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be recorded as individually numbered resolutions adopted unanimously by the following motion, that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through G be adopted.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mayor Desilme to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Question, Madam Clerk, is it possible tab C could be sent to, I don't know if it's the league, whichever one, that they could send it out to other cities, encourage them if they'll support these two bills. House Bill, no, the Senate bill is 1208. The House Bill 1037 regarding the human trafficking from the state attorney.
Which one is human trafficking?
That's item number C, tab C.
Oh, I'd like to be a co-sponsor to that,
Thank you.
please, for tab C.
So the transmittal states to transmit to the Florida House of Representatives and to the
Yes.
Speaker of the House and the President of the Florida Senate.
No,
You wanted me to send it to the
yeah.
league as well?
The local folks, and is it Mr. Cooper that we will send it to if they
Oh,
could?
you want me to send it to
Yeah, the local
Miami-Dade League of Cities?
Yes, as
Okay.
well. Thank
Okay.
you. Alrighty, moving down to, tab G is done, so tab H.
Tab H, a proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a ground lease agreement in substantially the attached form between the city of North Miami as landlord and Kayla at Library Place LLC as tenant for the 3 city-owned properties generally located at 13100 West Dixie Highway, 800 Northeast 132nd Street, and a triangular parcel located on 132nd Street between Northeast 8th Avenue and West Dixie Highway. Said properties are specifically identified with folio number 06-2229-0490480, 06-2229-049-04990, and 06-2229-049-0520, along with associated air rights for a term of 70 years, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab H.
Thank you. Public hearing is presentation and then public hearing on the item. There's no presentation?
No, unless you
Okay,
have any
public
questions.
hearing is now open on the item, tab G. Public hearing is open on the item. Seeing that, would we consider the attorney as a presentation, or could it be part of public hearing?
I'm
Mr. Attorney?
assuming he's there in case you have any questions.
Yeah, yes. So my question would be, okay, so you don't have the presentation or anything? Okay.
No,
Public hearing is something. Public hearing is now closed on the item. Members of the dais, I do have 2 questions, but let's go to members of the dais. I know Councilwoman Timothy, I know you're a co-sponsor, you're a sponsor of the item. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did co-sponsor the item. I did meet with the applicant in making sure that we address the percentage amount for the AMI, and I know it was included in the lease, because I think that was my concern. I know this came before us. We executed the LOI. You guys worked it out with the chamber and so forth. So I'm excited to see this project move. Hopefully we can move it forward, knowing that affordable housing is a great need right now in our city.
Okay. The question that I had probably for Mr. Pedro, I am in supportive of the item. I think we had talked about it, but my only question when I read the proposal, the contract that we had, I know when we talked about affordable housing, and we have had some of the project that came forward. While we know that our residents, this is something that we needed from all the states, but I know part of the crises that we are in, it's a national housing crisis. That crisis that we are going through. But after receiving the financing from the project, I know there's we already have the units that we were allocated, et cetera, et cetera. How many years would we retain, because we know that the affordable thing would be gone after 15 years. Are we committed in terms of throughout is that part of the contract? Would that be for the entire duration of the contract?
Absolutely, Mayor. Pedro Gasson of Holland and I on behalf of Kayla at Library Place. For the entire duration of the lease term, it would be affordable.
Affordable.
70
okay.
years.
70. So we don't have to work, because I know there's some, we have that the 15 years. Okay, that was my only question, and I'm kind of glad that we do that. But moving forward, Madam Manager, that is something that we need to be cognizant of, because I know when the folks come, we talk about development, and we kind of forget up here, because I usually do too, that it's only applied for 15 years, and after that, they could do whatever they want to do.
What is only applied for 15 years? Is that the CRA
If
or
they
the
get
city?
it, no. This is the money in this for
affordability
that. Yeah, they get. So when they get that, it's only for 15 years, and after that, they could raise whatever that they would want to, because
Depending
they're
on the
covered, so
funding, I know. Like,
Yes.
for instance, HUD funding projects, you have to remain affordable for at least 30 years if they're using HUD funding. I know the CRA, we
There's
can
a
make.
specific one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
if
this
it's
is
SHIP
not the CRA.
or.
He knows what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
There are definitely different funding mechanisms
mechanism.
and different programs that will allow the affordability restrictions to expire after a certain period of time. Some are 15 years, some are 20 years, some are 30 years. But in our specific request to the
That's
city,
what I
we
was-
specifically stated that we would do it
Perfect.
for the duration of the lease.
Thank you, sir.
That's my pleasure, Mayor. Thank you.
Questions?
Yes.
Um, So, just wanted a couple, well, I'll start with easy ones. Once approved, when do you plan to put shovel in the ground?
So I can tell you that the team is looking forward to move forward as soon as possible. As part of the lease agreement, we are seeking to ensure that we have the financing by at the latest December of 2024. But I know that Michael Wall and the team will be moving forward with the site plan approval process, with the site plan package, so that we can have everything ready for actually development, because we would have to come before this board for those approvals. But the sooner we can get those approvals, the sooner that the team will be willing to actually construct it. So I know it as soon as possible would be.
So your timeline is to be in the ground by December 2024, based on,
Well, it's 15, is it 15?
at the mic, please.
Yeah, 15, 18 months or something.
Hi, good evening, council member.
Thank you.
Michael Wall.
Name it.
I'm with the development group, and it's great to be here with you. We're going to move as quickly as the city can. We're going to be applying for financing through the Housing Finance Authority in Dade County, housing bonds, and then we layer the affordable units. We've already identified a tax credit investor, because there will be tax credits issued on the affordable units. And on the workforce units, it's a 60-40 split. It's 40% of the units are going to be affordable at 60% of area median income or below, and 60% of the units are going to be workforce at 100% of area median income or below. So the debt folks are already identified. The equity people that are going to be buying the tax credits are also identified. We're ready to go. We have our whole team together, and we're excited about moving forward here. This is a very exciting project, and thank you so much for all of the cooperation we received from Ms. Timoney and the rest of the commissioners. So, but I'm here to answer any questions.
Yeah. I still have more questions.
By the way, just as an aside, a commitment which will be in the form of a land use regulation agreement for 70 years is extraordinary. The highest that there is out there in the affordable housing world is 50. So when you receive tax credits from the state of Florida, you commit to affordability for 50 years, where we've committed contractually at 70. So that's our commitment. I've been in the business for 25 years, and built 26 developments in Dade County. So.
Okay, and for the record, it's going to be 115 units?
115 units.
Approximately 115 units.
115 units. Is there any intention of ever having more units than that?
So I know that Michael and the team have been analyzing that. As it stands today, 115 is the number that we're going with. When we initially submitted our request, we were anticipating 138 units, but given the construction costs and the fact that With each day that goes by, the construction costs have gone up. We anticipate that 115 is around the range where we will develop. If there is an opportunity for us to develop more, that's something that we will certainly bring up to the council, because at the end of the day, we have this lease, but the land will continue to be owned by the city. So at this point, 115 is what we're contemplating, and 115 is what we have in the lease agreement.
Okay. Another question that I have about air rights. You're requesting air rights. Could you explain why you're requesting air rights?
Absolutely. So one of the things with respect to the development of this project is that there's an alley between two of the parcels. We will not be developing on the alley, but above the alley, above 12 feet, we will have units that are above that alley. So in order to actually occupy that area above the alley, we need air rights. So it's one of the reasons why we think it makes a lot of sense, is because that alley is within the ownership interest of this city. And since the city continues to be the owner of the property, we think that by providing for connectivity for the building to have those units, that's how we get to the 115. Without it, if we have to bifurcate it because of that alley, it makes the configuration of the site and the ability to build it that much more difficult, and it limits substantially the amount of units that we could have on the site, and further restricts our ability to provide affordable housing. So that's the reason why we're seeking the air rights with respect to the development of this parcel.
Madam City Manager, I have a question for you. Did we get an appraisal for the air rights?
When this is a lease, we're not selling the property, so appraisal wouldn't be required.
So because it's a lease, okay. Is there an option to purchase
No,
with this?
no, this is.
Just want to make sure. Just putting everything on the record. Okay. And so those are all of my questions.
Thank you, Vice
Thank you.
Just one question. And Mr. Wool, thank you for your attention and giving me a tour of a couple of your buildings. I was very excited to see the kind of quality living environment that you create for your tenants. The question I have actually is toward the air rights. Have we determined now? I know I'm a little off topic, but are the air rights existing across the city? Because remember, I'd asked about them down in the Johnson and Wales area, but
Can you say the question again, sir?
the topic of air rights came up for this property. Putting this property aside, did we determine then that there are air rights across the city or only in specific?
There's always air rights. I think we had this discussion the last time. I mean, it's really, this kind of exemplifies what we were talking about the last time. This is a situation where they needed the air rights, so they came to the city and asked for the air rights. I'm not sure.
I'll ask my
yeah.
question again after
Yeah.
this meeting. I didn't mean to confuse things, because my question actually had nothing to do with this exact project. So I
Okay.
withdraw my question.
Okay, any, can we move? Yes, I'm
Just
sorry,
right
sir,
before,
go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, just piggyback on the question from Vice Mayor. When do, let's say, given today, tonight, we vote on this item, approve it and everything. The question was, about how long would it take to have shovels in the ground? The first answer was as soon as possible. The other one, we are ready. But now, I've seen it going around, you know, we approve, our project being approved in here, and then you just keep on dragging and dragging and dragging. Can we have like a more or less, you know, specific amount of time that you guys plan to move, you know, given all your expertise and experience and everything?
So what I would say is that at the absolute latest would be December 2024, we would have a shovel in the ground. We are anticipating substantially expediting that process, but in order for us to get there, we have to go through a site plan approval and potentially a conditional use permit approval in order to allocate units to the specific site. That process is going to require us to work with your amazing planning and zoning director and with your team, and then come back to the city council in order to work through the approval process. So that time frame is what is the biggest question mark on our ability to develop the site. But if the city is willing to move fast and expeditiously, as it always is, you know, we'll be happy to move as fast as the city will allow us to.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Get us in trouble. That's a
So
good
moved
political
on the-
answer.
Second.
Oh,
Go ahead.
motion to approve.
I second it.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Timothy to approve the item at tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so
Vice
much.
Mayor. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Tab I, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement between the City of North Miami and Bell Tower Consulting Group, LLC, for the provision of grant writing services at a cost not to exceed $84,000 annually, piggybacking City of Cape Coral solicitation number RFP-CM19-59/CV, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab I.
Thank you. Madam Manager, any presentation?
Mr. Destrade will do that on our behalf.
All right.
Sir?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Honorable Mayor, council members, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. The item that you have before you is staff's request for your authority to enter into an agreement, a one-year agreement with a company by the name of Bell Tower Consulting Group, LLC. They are a consulting group that specializes in grant writing and grant administration services. The city has actually previously entered into a short-term agreement with this group, with Bell Tower, sort of kind of a preliminary agreement to basically see how well they performed, if you will. And in response to those services and their collaboration over the last year, the city's been able to identify and be awarded over $2.6 million in grant awards to the city. And in addition, also, we've identified an additional $8.6 million in potential grant awards. And this is in collaboration with this consulting group, Bell Tower. So as a result of that, the city is recommending your approval to enter into this one-year agreement. The agreement also has 2 additional renewals in the event they continue to perform as successfully as they have so far. And the agreement has a fee of $7,000 a month, not to exceed, obviously, $84,000 in a year. And it is staff's recommendation that the council approve this agreement. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take them.
Thank you. Public hearing is now open on the item. Public hearing is open on the item. Seeing none coming, public hearing is closed.
Move approval.
Second, just want to make a comment. I'm just
Sure.
very excited that we're doing that. We're being very diligent in getting grants so we can really take care of the people's business and maximize on our public dollars. So thank you very much for making sure that there's an opportunity for almost $10 million of dollars that
way
we
more.
will,
We ain't
a
playing.
minimum
Yeah,
of
we ain't
that,
playing.
minimum
And,
of that. So I just want to put that on record.
If I may, just for 1 second, I want to say thank you to Madam Manager, because I remember our first conversation was trying to get someone to bring more money to the city, and you move with that. And I was looking at the number, and I think we will be in a better position once we get that on the way. Thank you.
With that,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I had a question. I'm seeing that we've already been awarded $2.6 million. Do we get like a summary of, of their report since they've been procured? Were they procured back in 2019? Or whenever
They
they
were hired
Mhm.
last year under the discretionary $25,000
Oh, okay.
grant. And in the attachment, you'll see the list, but one of the notable ones is the septic to sewer grant that we
Okay.
got. And it was because of them. And we had some other watershed planning grant. They also got that. So they've been very diligent, and they were, apart from the fact that Anisha had already secured them through the smaller grant, they were highly recommended by other cities and even the county for their diligence and knowledge in federal, state, and private grant opportunities.
No.
Yes.
No.
Any other
Not that-
questions?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I wanted to, thank Anisha and welcome back to our, yes, indeed, and Rasha coming on, because one of the priorities to complete the people's agenda, as long as we know it is, and they put it on me, and I'm asking all of us, not only on me, on the board, when I said on me, that we need to go up, and we will be going up to DC to ensure that, because some things that we have not done, and I believe next week I'm going for the mayor's, the Black Mayors, the Association of Black Mayors conference is up there, where they will have representatives from the White House and different departments. So it's similar to the conference of U.S. mayors, and we will be doing a lobbying day up there as well. So we are working with the lobbying firm, because there are certain projects. We know we have projects, but the more that we have, the better it is for all of us, because the more we could have to put in our general fund, and nobody better come up here and talk about us having parties and doing all that, because I'm gonna make sure we got money. So we don't hear the people say, hey, what's going on? The seagrass from everywhere that we need to do, because we're a coastal community. So we've been working. So I do want to say, Anisha, and I know we gotta. I did ask for the appointments for so that we could ensure that we are making sure every department and everybody is moving. Because I know we talked about we moving fast and we haven't seen anything. We're about to knock it up a little bit up the edge in terms of doing what needs to be done for the folks. And we are very supportive. And I know, Councilwoman, you are up in Tallahassee. So we all over the place, wherever money is, to ensure we have to divide and conquer. And when we go to D.C., that's probably what we got to do, is to divide and conquer. And we have some of the best folks in the business that will be, in terms of helping us doing that, to ensure that these folks get enough work to where we could produce more than that 10 or whatever million, because it's a lot of money. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you.
Tab J, please be advised that the following item on the agenda is quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to speak in favor of, object to, or comment on an item, please complete a public speaker's card indicating the agenda item number on which you would like to comment. You must be sworn before addressing the City Council, and you may be subject to cross-examination. If you refuse to submit to cross-examination, the City Council will not consider your comments in its final deliberation. Please also disclose any ex parte communications you may have had with any members of the City Council. City Council members must do the same. If you wish to speak on this item, please make sure that you complete a public speaker's card at the entrance in the back of the room. And I did not previously receive any, so I'm not sure, Mr. Cook, if you're expecting anyone?
The applicant.
Okay,
Are
so,
they here?
Yes.
okay, so then I'll have anybody who wishes to speak on the item at tab J, you'll need to be sworn in, so please stand and raise your right hand.
So nobody's here?
Do you swear? I haven't told you what you're swearing.
I swear.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give in these proceedings is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Tab J, a proposed quasi-judicial resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, approving an application for a conditional use permit in substantially the attached form for a proposed 3-story, 9-unit apartment building with an integrated parking structure containing 15 parking spaces on a parcel of real property located at 12116 Northeast 5th Avenue, identified with Miami-Dade County Folio number 06-2230-031-0290, and totaling approximately 0.34 acres, in accordance with Article 3, Division 4, Sections 3-402 through 3-407, Article 4, Division 2, Sections 4-202, Section 4-203A, and Section 4-205 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Chapter 29, entitled Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab J.
Thank you, Madam Manager. Tab J, any presentation?
Good evening. Derek Cook with the Planning, Zoning, and Development Department. As stated, the item before you is a conditional use permit to allocate 3 floating units out of our pool. The property is located approximately at 12166 Northeast, 12116 Northeast Fifth Avenue. As stated, it is approximately 15,000 square feet, which is 0.34 acres. The property is zoned R5, which is for multifamily medium density with a flume of residential. The density for the property is 16.3 units per acre, and they have a maximum height of 75 feet. As stated, they're seeking bonus units for this property through the conditional use permit process. And the area allows for additional bonus units of 25 units per acre above the by right of 16.3. With that in mind, based on the size of the property, they could have 14 units on the site through the conditional use permit. They are seeking 9. At the March 7th, 2023 meeting, the Planning Commission voted to approve this item with a 5-to-1 vote. As stated, the proposal is for a 3-story, 9-unit apartment building with integrated garage with 8 parking spaces and 7 surface parking spaces. They will have a 15-foot wide landscape plaza at the front of the property at Northeast Fifth Avenue. They will have a tot lot. They will have a masonry wall around 3 sides of the property, and they will have 100% of Florida native landscaping. They would have enhanced stormwater retention, which will release 10% more than what the requirement is, and they also will be LEED or national equivalent certified for the property. The economic impact, they're anticipating 13 short-term direct and indirect jobs during the construction period of 2 years. They're anticipating 730,800 short-term construction wages and expenditures during that time, with an estimated ad valorem of $15,750. The impact and development fees is approximately $42,997. So the next step, if you so choose to approve this item tonight, it will require going to the Development Review Committee through that process. And if the property is more than 20,000 square feet of development area, you will be seeing the item again, which will require approval of the mayor and council for the site plan. The property is approximately 15,000 square feet. When we do our calculation during the DRC, we'll make that final determination if they need to come before you for a site plan approval.
Thank you, sir. And now we have public hearing open on the item. Okay, seeing none, public hearing is closed on the item. Commissioner Vice Mayor, I'm sorry, this is your district. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I have a couple of questions to you or the applicant. When, if passed, when do you intend to start?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
At this moment, we are undergoing site plan approval. As soon as we are able to obtain permits, we're willing to break ground. So for that, we'll need to submit construction documents in order to obtain the permits. Once we obtain permits, we'll be able to start construction.
Is that in 3 months and you know, by the end of the year?
Well, if we're able to
so I
obtain
understand, at least I want an idea of the timeline that you have. I understand all of the steps that you need to take. Based on the steps that you need to take, when do you anticipate that you would be in the ground?
At this moment, we're looking to start this year. If we're able to obtain permitting within the next 3 months, we're able to start construction.
Okay. Also, are there any affordable housing units that you'd be allocating?
This will be focused on workforce housing with a target price of $2.50 per square foot. The units will be ranging from 809 and 911 square feet per unit. All of them will be 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom units.
Did you want to say something, Derek?
So per the application, they were saying that their rent would be between $1,570 and $2,100 per unit. They have an AMI of 80% to 20% based on those prices.
80%?
80% at the max, 20% at the lowest.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And so, right, and so those are all of the questions that I have.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, go ahead, sir.
through you to Mr. Cook or to staff, a two-bedroom, two-bath at 800 square feet sounds small to me. Is that, what was the discussion that went on leading to that?
So a minimum standard for a unit that is not in one of our overlay districts is 750 square feet. 2.2 for a little much for the bathroom, but 2.1 definitely you can get in there, and 2.2 is possible. Is actually a decent size, especially in the market that we're in around here. You get a 762 square foot, which is their smallest unit. Yeah, that's going to cost you a pretty good penny.
Yeah, no, I know rents are high, but you feel comfortable, do you feel comfortable that the 2.2 with a square footage of approximately 850 square feet is a legitimate living space? It's not.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Definitely.
It's good? Okay.
Definitely.
Anybody else?
So thank you, sir.
So move for approval?
Second?
Yeah.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Estime Irvin to approve the item at tab J. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Desame, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Charles, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Timothy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and I am in the lead right now. It's almost 8 o'clock. They don't know. Madam, Citizen Forum, our favorite part of the evening, and we are up to 7:52, and I see no one coming, so I love it. Mr. Galvin, can we close it? It's closed. Thank you. Council report. I'll give mine last. Vice Mayor, we could do it. So I think we start with you last time.
Last time, yeah.
Okay, Councilwoman, you want to start?
Oh, sure. Hope everyone celebrated, had a wonderful Easter, Ramadan, and it was also Passover. It happens once, well, we had 3 Holy Weeks. It normally happens every 33 years, so I thought that was pretty cool. Inviting everyone to our homeowner workshop by the Mortgage Forum. Ms. Deborah Johnson will be presenting on programs from MD, the city. Residents have the opportunity to qualify for more than $80,000 worth of grant funding that you're able to stack to purchase a home. So come out if you're looking to purchase a home. And of course, Earth Day is on the 22nd. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Enchanted Forest Park. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Councilman Galvin?
No report?
Oh, even better. Love it. Okay, Councilwoman. Well, let's do Councilman Pierre-Francois Charles, and then we'll do Vice Mayor, and then I'll just do my brief report.
It's going to be brief
We're on a roll here. We're on a roll.
Quickly, I just want to say thank you to you all, my colleagues, city staff and administration, and for the birthday wishes. It was very good. Thank you for making me feel so young. And after that, we just waiting for everybody, especially in D4 at Claude Pepper Park for Earth Day from 9 to 12 for us to do the cleanup. Thank you very much, Mayor.
When is the cleanup?
April 22nd, Saturday, April 22nd, from 9 to 12.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. April is Autism Awareness Month. Autism Awareness Month raises awareness for autism and Asperger's syndrome during April. What is autism? Autism and autism spectrum disorder refers to a broad ranges of condition characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behavior, speech, nonverbal communication. According to the Center of Disease Control, autism affects an estimated 1 out of 36 children in the United States today. So every month I take the time out to talk about these things. So hopefully you get involved, especially if it affects your family or someone or is of interest to you, and find out more information about these awareness that we bring up. So to help raise awareness this month's Get in Gear community bike ride honored Autism Awareness Month. I want to say thank you to Acro Gravity Academy and to One Cafe Italian Bistro for sponsoring this month Water Stop. Thank you to the Greater North Miami Chamber and the Team of Hope, and to our Parks Department, and of course the very best department, well, one of the very best department, our police department. We're so proud of them, to always ensure a safe route. On April 13th, join me in District 3 Town Hall, District 3 residents and everybody else living in the city. But District 3, this is for you. This is your time to come out and get resources and talk about the things that you'd like to see and the concerns that you have. So please come out to Griffin Center this Thursday at 6:30. On Wednesday, April 19th, like mentioned, join the Light Ship and me with a launch of Nomitech at the Cave Restaurant. And this will be at 6 o'clock. Also, stay tuned for Earth Day cleanup that we're also going to have in District 3. Stay tuned for more information. And on May 4th, join our North Miami Youth Council as they host the Youth Council Summit, Empowering the Youth. This event will be held at the Scott Galvin Center at 6 o'clock on May 4th. And that's all that I have to say for this evening. Thank you, and I yield the rest of my time, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. I just have a couple quick announcements. To conclude, last month, the Women's History Month, I want to thank again Melky Jean, Wyclif's younger sister. I think Wyclif's wife and the mother, they came out to help out. They hosted the first Know Me Senior Makeover, and it was such an amazing event, which there's, I think, 7 seniors that couldn't make it, so we're going to redo it again in June. And we are excited about that. They look so good, the seniors. They were so happy. So we do want to thank the Karma Foundation for doing that. Next, I also appointed for the first time, I think in North Miami, where we appointed members of the TPO Advisory Committee, and we had 4 residents, which we had gotten from some of our commissioners up here that are on the TPO board, advisory board. So we are very, very pleased that I think they've been going and having their meeting, the bicycle advisory, all of these pedestrian, all of these different subcommittees that we have for residents to serve on. So we have that. We do have the 2 initiatives that is ongoing with the Mayor and Council Office. The first one is the Mula Wireless tablet, where we are giving away, and we are going to start an outreach for that pretty soon. We are giving away 1 tablet per residence, and we are seeing the numbers per district in terms of what we do. So we are having our own little friendly competition within our office to make sure that we ensure we sign as many folks up as possible. Also, the blank cameras is we are giving eligible residents of NOMI a free blank cameras, which is a step up, which we did a couple years ago from the Ring cameras. And so far, I think we have to almost 300 residents from the previous one to ones that is going on right now. And the registration for that is this week on the 15th. So we encourage everyone, if you haven't, please visit mayor.northmiamifl.gov, and you will get all of the initiatives and for you to participate, or you could just send an email to us or your council member. We will ensure to include you in that part of that distribution. Last but not least, I want to welcome, I'm so excited, we have someone, finally we got someone to help us within the office, but specifically me, and I want her to stand up, Miss Misty Brown. Yes, please give her a hand. So, directors, Mitzi, I don't know if you come forward for a second.
Yeah.
I know, I know we gotta go, and we're on a time frame, and I know Madam Vice Mayor, you're trying to make me lose my little thing, but we still have 30 minutes. Because I think you're not.
35 seconds.
Oh, well, Mitzi, you better do it fast. And she has such a wealth of experience and knowledge, and we do want to welcome you from working from, I know you don't like to say, but I'm going to say, started working from President Joe Biden to working with, she was your co-worker. Yeah, they worked with Congresswoman Meek, and you could tell the folks, the other folks that you've worked with, and we are just pleased to have you here and help us out. Yes.
I've had the distinct privilege and honor to serve alongside of some of Miami-Dade County's finest leaders, as you heard, including Congresswoman Carrie Meek and Congressman Kendrick Meek in Washington. And then I served in Miami-Dade County for the former chairman, Arthur Till, for the former mayor, Alex Pinellas, former commissioner, Dennis Moss, and the last chairwoman of the Board of County Commissioners, Audrey Edmondson. So,
welcome.
Here I
and
am.
And now, wait a minute. Now, what about me? Come on now.
I know, taking a step
Yeah,
down.
taking a step back. Welcome.
Thank you.
We so
very
so
much.
happy and excited, and she hit the ground, and she'll be working with us. And then directors, I know she'll work with the manager with Katya. So Katya's still with the city, and she's with our office, with my office, in terms of our chief of staff. Thank you so much, and
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you. And
I'd like to
Yes,
piggyback,
please.
and I welcome you, Mitzi, for being here. This is a wealth of knowledge. I'm so excited about what's going to happen, the policies and everything that will happen in our city. So thank you in advance for your service.
Yes, and we know if we want the bad story, we go to Scott. Or if we want the bad story on Scott, we go to her. So we got a source now, Councilman. So we good. Thank you. Where are we? Is it Madam? No, not yet. We got 30 minutes, so we got. Madam Clerk, I know. No, Madam Clerk, your report, please.
Yes, so today I wore blue for Autism Awareness Month, and the reason that it's extremely important to me, and before I continue, I'll applaud the North Miami Police Department, who always really highlights this month. The reason that it's extremely important to me is because I have immediate relatives who are on the spectrum. And what's really important about this day is not just making people aware of autism and autism spectrum, but also making sure that we are empowering folks who are on the spectrum, the fact that we're also being extremely inclusive. And so I urge all of the departments, all of our leadership to really consider how we're showing up for folks who are on the spectrum, and also folks who may have other types of disabilities. I do want to say that I am extremely proud of what the library does and how hard they work to be so inclusive, but it is something that we have to think about and be extremely intentional about each and every single day as we render services to our community. And that is all.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Just a point of reference, I know a lot of you probably did not know because I've been in public service for so long. My start as an educator is an ESC teacher. So not only I've taught autism, but I've even taught TMH, where I had to change diapers. That was my first teaching assignment. And what we talked about, and then 2 years later, I ended up teaching gifted because they are also ESC. Also, when we talk about the spectrum, and I did that for about 6 to 7 years, and then I went on to regular ed. So what the clerk said, Madam Clerk, and also Vice Mayor, it is a special population, and all of us have folks, because there's a lot of people that we just miss the spectrum, that just miss testing and all that, and they out here thinking they're normal, but it is what it is. But it is something that is very near to my heart when we talk about folks who are the voiceless, and those are the folks that we represent, those who does not have a voice and stuff. But I've been personally been teaching and doing that, and it's such a hard thing as an educator that when you're doing something like that. And TMH, which was when they were giving our title, was the first assignment that I do, which is something way different when you know the different acronyms and what it stands for. But thank you so much in terms of that. Mr. Attorney, you have a few minutes, and then Madam Manager.
In the case of, yes, Mayor, in the case of Neil Cuevas versus City of North Miami, I'm requesting an executive session. That's case number 2018-011-899-CA01. My office will contact your staff to coordinate sometime in the future, but we do believe that we have a resolution to that case to bring to you. I promised the Madam Clerk has been getting calls on the other case, Hector Medina et al. Versus the City of North Miami. That's case 2023-002691-CA01, which we call the election case. On that case, there was a scheduling order. There was a hearing that was supposed to be scheduled this Monday, April 10th. That never happened. Anyone hearing this, you can stop calling the clerk. She doesn't have any updates. That hearing we expect will take place sometime in May. My understanding is the judge no longer has time on his calendar, so the next time we'll have an opportunity to have that hearing will be sometime in May. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
One last thing, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
In my office, I think you all know her, Paul Marie Bob. I'm very proud.
Oh,
to
yes.
announce,
I think we all know
that
her.
She passed the bar.
Awesome.
So I have one additional attorney in my office.
Oh,
So
good,
very
good,
proud
good.
of her.
Wrapping up, very good. Thank you. We are so proud of Paul Marie and your office. Are you recruiting them and then saying them you have to go to law school? Which is good.
I just
Thank
got
you so
very
much.
lucky.
Amen. Madam Manager.
No report, sir. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
isn't that that's good. We like that. Anisha, any report?
No report.
Okay. No.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Charles. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. It is